What is up, Toniverse fam? It is officially summer, and you know what that means. It means videos every single day, bro. I'm just kidding. That's not actually what it means. I got you. But I do want to use this video to talk about things that happened over this last year for me, and things that are going to be happening on this channel in the future. First off, I just want to apologize for the lack of videos lately on this channel. I know that I've been posting like almost daily on my second channel, Toniverse Productions. You can check that out in the description. But I haven't really been posting much on this channel, so I just want to apologize for that. The videos on this channel, simply enough, they just take a really long time to edit. I try to put as much time as I can into these videos to make sure that they are smooth and just try my idea of perfect. It may not be everyone's idea of perfect, but just the smoothest editing that I possibly can on them to make them most entertaining. And also, as you probably know, I was in my freshman year of high school this past year, so that there was a lot of stuff going on in my life that made it hard for me to make a lot of videos, especially within the last couple months. I know that there's been like almost little to no videos. So once again, I apologize, but videos are going to be picking back up. And I know a couple weeks back I made that video kind of teasing that videos were coming back, and then I only was able to get like one main channel video out a week. But now I'm actually going to be able to get more, so I'm very excited for that. I'm going to try to get at least 3 videos every single week, maybe even more. We'll see how things go, but I'm going to be having a lot more time now because it is summer, of course. So that is the first thing on the agenda. But now I just want to use the rest of this video to talk to you guys about what I learned and the things that I accomplished in my freshman year of high school. If I'm being honest, freshman year was not easy. It was definitely a big transition going from middle school to a brand new big high school. And there was a lot that I had to get used to. I had to get used to just a new atmosphere, a lot of new people, the fact that there were these monsters known as seniors crowding over me a lot of the time. Although I am pretty tall, so you know it's hard for even seniors to kind of crowd over me, because sometimes in some cases I'm even taller than some of the seniors. And even then they didn't really, like, you know, the classic cliche that seniors always bully the littler kids. Well, that never really happened, at least I've never really experienced seeing that happening at my school. So I don't know, maybe just we get lucky on that sense, I don't know. No, my main concern in my freshman year of high school was the amount of work that I had. I got more homework this year than I have in any year of school that I've ever went through. And that's I probably should have expected that, because it is high school. It is it's a bigger school. They're trying to teach you more content, and that makes for a lot more work that you have to do. And not to mention there's more classes, and I don't really think the teachers cooperate with each other on like giving out homework. They just all give it out at the same time. So thanks for that, teachers. Although I did learn one thing this year. I learned how to procrastinate effectively. I had always been a procrastinator, and you can probably relate to that. Procrastinating is something that pretty much all humans do. I'm procrastinating with making this video right now. I was supposed to make it at like 12. I was supposed to film it at 12, and it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah. Look, okay, sometimes you just don't feel like filming videos. You know, I don't need to justify myself. I'm the YouTuber here. You guys have no idea how much time I spend. Honestly, I probably could get videos done a lot faster if I didn't check my phone every 30 seconds while I'm editing. That is probably something that makes videos come out later than I want them to, is how much I do that. So I'm going to try not to do that, but you know, sometimes it's just tempting. Oh, I got a notification. But back to the procrastinating effectively thing, I learned exactly how I can manage my time pretty well. I mean, I wouldn't say that I have the exact best strategy laid out for me, but it's definitely something that works for me, something that I will grow to develop, and something that'll help me out, hopefully, because I don't know if I'll ever not be a procrastinator in my life. That reminds me, I have a book assignment that I have to be doing over the summer for English next year. yeah, and I'm actually procrastinating on that by making this video. So, yeah. Another thing I learned in this past year of high school is how to be more confident. I have never been a very much of a social butterfly my entire life, and this year I definitely came out of my shell a little bit, did things that I never thought I would do. I went to school dance. I hung out with more people in general that I probably wouldn't have hung out with in my previous years of schooling or just my life in general. And most importantly, I made a ton of these videos, and if you think about it, that is something that takes a lot of courage, is putting out these videos that, you know, people could judge, people can criticize. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I didn't get any criticism on my videos, but I definitely learned how to deal with it, and that is something that I find very important in life. Now, I'm not going to lie, this whole year hasn't been completely perfect. There were a lot of times when I just wanted to give up on my schoolwork, give up on making videos, just give up and just hide and just not do anything because I just felt so sad. Everything was just so overwhelming. But another thing I learned this year is how to deal with that, how to take bad times and try to see the good in it, no matter how hard that might be, and find ways to deal with it. And honestly, something that I do that helps me deal with hard times is make these videos. So I don't know, maybe that just works for me, but it's something that I'm definitely passionate about, something that motivates me to want to work hard in life, is make these videos. And thinking about all of that hard work I'm doing, it makes me feel like a better person, and it cheers me up when I'm feeling sad. So I'm not saying that you have to make videos to feel good about yourself, but, you know, for all of you out there that may have a hard life sometimes, you know, just remember there are things that you can do to help with that. Explore new things, just try new things. That's another thing that I learned this year, is that you should try new things and, you know, experience new experiences. Don't hold yourself back because you're scared, or, you know, you're afraid that those are the same thing. Scared and afraid are the same thing. You're just you don't want to do it because you're worried you're going to fail, or you're worried things aren't going to go well. Just go for it, you know? You never know what's going to happen. Things might work out in the end, and hopefully they will. You don't want to just hide in one place. I think I said that earlier in the video. You understand my point, you know? You need to get out there and try new things, and just because how are you going to learn if you never try things? Okay, I've been rambling a lot this entire video. I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of freestyling it this whole time. I kind of went in not really knowing what I wanted to say, so if this video seems kind of jumbled up with a mesh of ideas and random thoughts, then that's why. I should probably talk about some of the things that I actually accomplished this past year. So what would those be? I took Spanish for the first time. That's something that I did. I learned how to say a lot of very useful phrases in Spanish that I'll probably use my entire life, such as voy a nadar en la biblioteca. That I can see myself using that a lot. I tried sushi for the first time this past school year. Yeah. That's an accomplishment, I guess. It really shows just how little accomplishments I can think of right now. If that's something that I thought of, trying sushi for the first time, yeah. Oh, obviously I got a fidget spinner. That is something that I did. I was gonna make a video about these things, but I'm pretty sure any video that could have been made about fidget spinners has already been made by this point. So I don't see a point in making one. But you know what, if you guys want one, just let me know, you know, because I could oh fuck, you know what, I can't think of any more accomplishments, but that's not the point of this video. That was exactly the point of this video, was listing my things I learned and my accomplishments, and I only listed 3 accomplishments, and I don't even really think you could qualify them as accomplishments. So yeah, I really should plan out these videos more before I just start recording them. That is something I can learn from now. Is that see I'm learning things all the time, learning things while I'm talking about learning things. That is It's all big one circle of life. I should go the other way. Okay, I think that I think I've talked enough in this video. I'm just gonna stop now. As always, thank you guys for watching and listening to me talk about these things. I just really felt like I wanted to recollect on these memories and share them with you. Freshman year, like I'm pretty sure I said this earlier in the video, it was a very difficult time, but it was also a very fun time and something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And, you know, overall, I'm happy I went through it, and I'm happy it happened the way that it did. Here's to 3 more, hopefully incredible years of high school to come. Oh yeah, there was actually one other thing that I forgot to mention that I accomplished this year. It involves a girl that probably a lot of you know from this channel. And, you know, it's something that I never thought I would actually have the courage to do. But I finally did it this past school year, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. Because this past school year was the year that I finally asked a girl to be in one of my videos. And it happened. I finally got a girl to be in one of these stupid videos. Can you guys believe that? I can't believe that actually happened. It's so bizarre. Now you haters out there can't tell me that all I have in my videos are guys, because I finally had a girl. It finally happened. All you stupid haters out there, all you stupid viewers, that I shouldn't call my viewers stupid. That's not a good way. That's not a good thing that a YouTuber should do. Bye.
What?
You know, there's not really a point of doing a clap sync if the mic is connected to the camera. Hey guys, last year I did a rant video where I talked about all of the events and what I've learned throughout the entirety of my freshman year. So I figured what better thing to do than make one for my sophomore year as well. I definitely feel like I have a lot more to talk about this time around than I did last year. Also, last year I didn't prepare what I was going to say ahead of time, but this year I made sure to do that. I have this piece of paper here which oh, this is blank. You know what, this is fine. I can freestyle this. I also just realized I'm wearing the exact same shirt that I wore in the last recap rant video. I probably should change that. I don't want to appear like I'm lazy or something and I only have one shirt to wear. There we go, that's better. Let's get started. So my sophomore year went a lot differently from last year. There was a lot of events that happened that I can't really talk about, but I'm going to do my best to convey the feelings I was feeling throughout the entire year without naming any specific events or people. Those of you who went through it with me, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, let's begin by talking about why I didn't really post much come the end of 2017. I don't think I ever officially talked about it on this channel, but I guess now's as good a time as any to tell you guys I was a part of marching band. I'm pretty sure everyone that watches my videos knows that already, but that's why I didn't feel like I needed to mention that in a video, but I just did. I signed up for marching band at the beginning of the summer, and I did not know what I was getting into. There was a lot more hours that I had to put in for it than I was expecting, and the result of that was I didn't get to make as many videos as I wanted to. But I think I finally found my footing again, and I can assure you that that will never happen again. I will never take a 3-month break ever again, unless I stop wanting to make videos, in which case I will probably take a much longer than a 3-month break. Let's not talk about that, that's really negative. Anyway, yeah, I joined marching band, and overall I'd say it was a pretty fun experience. I made a lot of friends, learned a lot about music, and got really wet. Don't take that the wrong way. I had to perform in the rain a lot, that's what I mean. Please do not comment below and say that sounded so wrong at this time when he said he got so wet. No, don't do that. That's so immature. Come on, you're better than that. There were a lot of parts of marching band that I hated, one of which was the amount of time that I had to put into it. That being said, I'm doing it again this year, so I'm so excited for that. But anyway, that only really lasted about 3 months. So what happened after that? Well, this is when the problems started happening. Again, I'm not really going to touch upon this too much, but I made some rant videos in the past couple months that you might want to check out if you want to know a little bit more about what went into the problems about that. Basically, there was a lot of drama going on within people that I knew and people that I was around. It was really putting a lot of stress on me, and something that I guess I should bring up that I learned throughout this entire experience is how to deal with stress. There was a lot of experiences, I'm not going to name any specifics, but there was a lot of experiences where I felt very stressed out and emotional, and it didn't just have to do with the schoolwork. It was actually probably more so the more personal relationships that I had. But like I said, I learned how to deal with that. It might not be the best method, but it works for me. Come December of 2017, I got something that I never thought I would get. An Xbox One. I know that's probably not too big of a deal, but it was a big deal to me. I've never been really much of a gamer, but most of the time when I would talk to my friends, they would be playing Xbox and I would kind of feel a little bit left out. So getting an Xbox was kind of a big occasion for me. I spend most of my time on it playing Fortnite and watching YouTube, but it's still cool to have. And then of course came the turn of the year, 2017 to 2018. And so far I have to say this year has been a roller coaster, and not one that you want to raise your hands on and go wee. I was going to reenact being on a roller coaster just now and kind of like a little funny little portion, but I don't really want to do that because I feel like that would be kind of embarrassing, and I don't really like to embarrass myself on this channel. So yeah, so I'm not going to do that. The beginning of the year kind of carried on some problems that had kind of branched over from the previous year, from the end of the year specifically. It seemed to get almost worse, but also better. I dealt with it the best I could, and you know, through it, all in all, I think that it turned out okay. That situation at least turned out okay. Last year I kind of talked about how I really came out of my shell and made a lot of friends. This year I feel like I upped the ante on that. I'm not trying to brag, but I do think that I did actually end up making a lot of friends, as well as becoming even more social than I already was. I really gained a lot of confidence in myself, and I think that that's really important. Something that it's really hard to do in high school is gain confidence. A lot of times that I see people kind of lose confidence in themselves because of how much kind of social pressure kind of like wears them down. I could be wrong, but that's just what I've noticed. High school is a very intimidating environment, but I think that it's important to adjust to it. And, you know, a lot of great things can happen. I also remember talking about last year that I got a lot of homework. This year, I got even more. I was entering a lot of harder classes this year than I had the last year, and it really showed in my sanity levels. It wasn't even just the homework, it was just the amount of strenuous work that we had to put in, even in class, and as well as just the pressure of trying to get as good grades as I could. Having hard classes is not easy, obviously, it's hard, but you know, for any of you out there that have hard classes, remember that putting the time and effort into it is worth it in the end, and, you know, just never give up. So now we're entering more of the March to April span of time, and another pretty momentous occasion that happened is I finally got an iPhone. An iPhone! An iPhone! Why did I say it like that? An iPhone! iPhone! An iPhone! An iPhone. I got an iPhone, guys. It's right here. Don't say it's right here. I got an iPhone. Okay, it's cool. It's pretty cool. It's iPhone 7. Okay, that's enough. I think I'm getting a little bit too worked up. I don't know if you guys know this, but from the period of time, I'd say around December to April, most of my videos, if not all of my videos, yes, all of my videos were edited on my phone that I had. And while this worked, you can tell in the videos that I was making that it wasn't the best method of editing, and it definitely was a lot more restricting than the editing software that I'd used in the past. But with getting this iPhone, I was opened up to a lot more possibilities. I am working on getting an editor working for my computer. That's another thing that I forgot to bring up, is I got an editor for my computer come December of 2017 for Christmas. But I haven't gotten it working yet. It's been 6 months and I still haven't. I'll get around to that sooner or later. But until then, iPhone editing is fine. But anyway, now here we are at the end of the year. And again, without naming anything specific or anyone specific, I made a very big mistake. Again, I don't want to go too deep into it, but all that I can really say from it and what I've learned from it is don't assume and always be upfront about your problems. I think people are so quick to just keep things to themselves and kind of bottle it up inside. I feel like I've talked about this in a previous rant video, but I'm going to talk about it again. It's not healthy to keep things inside and just never let it out to anybody, because keeping it inside can lead to a lot of miscommunication and things that you may say that you didn't mean, and it's just not something that you want to have to go through. Overall, sophomore year was a lot harder of a year than freshman year was. There were a lot of times this year where I just felt like everybody was on edge and just had problems with each other, and it's really hard to just stay out of it, especially when all of the drama is happening between people that you consider to be your friends. I always want to help, or at least try to help, but another thing that I've learned this year is sometimes you just have to let people handle it on their own. You can be there for them, but don't involve yourself in situations that aren't yours to involve yourself in, especially if it's only going to make things worse. And I'd say that that's it. Do I know what's going to happen in the future? No, I don't. I don't know what's going to happen in the future years of high school or in the rest of my life, but I've definitely learned a lot this year that's going to help me out later, and I am happy about that. Okay, I think I've gotten way too sappy in this video. I did not intend for that to happen, but yeah, that was my sophomore year. I'm really excited to get back to making videos. I know it's been about 6 months since I started again, but it really means a lot to me. I know I said this in the freshman year recap rant video, but making these videos really helps me get through the tough situations I'm in. Putting myself out there and letting me be myself, and especially entertain you guys, it really just brings me joy. And I do really think it's important to have something like this to help you get through tough times. Okay, once again, I'm getting way too sappy at the end of this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and, you know, thinking about it, I have one more lesson that I want to share with you that I've learned. Things can only improve. As much as freshman year wasn't that great, sophomore year still was a definite improvement. It only excites me more to imagine how amazing my junior year will be. That was awful!
What?
You know, you guys might think that these videos where I just sit on my bed and talk to the camera, you might think that these are easy to film, but see, that's where you're wrong, because there's actually a lot of stuff that I have to do to prepare for them. I have to make sure the lighting's good, I have to make sure that the camera's fully charged. Yeah, these are pretty easy to film. Hey guys, yes, once again, it is time for my annual end of the year recap rant video. If you've been subscribed to this channel for at least a year now, then you probably know that I have a tradition where I make a rant video at the end of every school year, not the end of every calendar year, where I rant about everything that happened over the past, I would say year, but technically it's 9 months, so I don't know if many people are going to care if I'm particular about that. School year. September to June is what I'm talking about. September, this year it would be September 2018 to June 2019. I don't know why I'm explaining it. It's not like it's that hard of a concept to grasp. In the last recap rant video, I made this joke. It only excites me more to imagine how amazing my junior year will be. That was awful! And you might be thinking that, yeah, that was probably accurate. My junior year was probably pretty bad. It's pretty well known that junior year is usually known to be the worst year of high school for a lot of people. But I don't need to be angry in every rant video I make. And no, my junior year was not horrible. Do you see me ready to tell you about how horrible my junior year was? Do you see me potentially scarred from whatever happened in the last 9 months? Do you see me wearing a purple shirt? I didn't think so. So without further ado, let's get my junior year recap rant officially started. So what happened at the beginning of this year? School year. I already explained that. September. What happened in September? Well, if you know me, then you know that I was in marching band. And if you remember how often I was uploading around that time, which wasn't very often, then you probably would guess that marching band took up a pretty significant amount of my time. Surprise, surprise. But this year I have to say that marching band was actually a lot more enjoyable than when I did it sophomore year, because my friend Donovan was with me to experience all of the fun. No, but in all seriousness, marching band actually was a lot more fun this year than it was the previous year, for a variety of different reasons. Our show that we played was better, I knew a lot more people. The hours still sucked, that part still was bad, but overall I had a better experience. With that being said, and this will probably be the opportunity that I use to let people know that don't already know, I am not going to be in marching band for my senior year. I know that's probably really big news for a lot of people. Or maybe it's not, maybe no one cares. There seems to be this weird culture in marching band that if you do it 1 year, then you are trapped. You are not allowed to leave. I never really liked that feeling. That's not really why I'm deciding to leave. I'm not trying to like stick it to the man. I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. Call me lazy. I don't care. I just feel like it's a huge time commitment, and I want to use my senior year to do other things. Like make more videos, for example. Or go to football games. I was never able to go to any of the football games last year because I always had to play in the band. I never got to walk around and hang out with my friends like I did my freshman year when I didn't do marching band. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to not be in it this year. I'm sorry. To all of you watching that are actually considering joining marching band or just don't really know much about it, it's not a bad program. Maybe it's just my specific school's program that isn't completely perfect, but it's definitely an experience that I would recommend to a lot of people. Just not if you're as unwilling to put the time in as I am. So transitioning out of that, well, actually, let's go back into it for just a tiny second. Something happened during marching band season that's a little bit of a touchy subject to talk about. It's not really that touchy at all. Why is touchy the phrase that we use to talk about like taboo topics? That's kind of strange. Anyway, around close to the end of this past marching band season, I made a very specific decision about my life that was a little bit controversial. People that know me probably know what it is. It has to do with a specific person. Like I always say, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to directly call out that person in this video. But let's just say that it was hard, and it wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to do. It was something that I needed to do. As cliche as that sounds. But if the specific person that I'm talking about happens to be watching this video and they know that I'm talking about them, let me just tell you that no matter how you think I might think of you, just know that I wish nothing for the best of you. Nothing but the best for you. Nothing for the... I wish well to you. You know, I'm really curious that when I talk about these vague scenarios in these videos, if people actually know what I'm talking about or they think I'm just crazy. It's probably both. Anyway, now transitioning out of marching band season, what happened after November? Well, a lot of things. I think I say this pretty much every year, but I need to stress just how much I actually became so much more social this year. Like, as much as I preached that in the last recap rant video, I do actually feel like it just kept getting better. And I guess that's just a natural thing. As time progresses, you're going to become more social and more comfortable with who you are. For anyone who is actually having a hard time coming out of their shell, let me just say that one of the most important things to do is surround yourself with people that you feel comfortable with. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to rely on other people for your own happiness or your own sense of comfort, but it definitely doesn't hurt. You definitely don't want to surround yourself with people that aren't going to support you. And I think that's another main takeaway from this year, is that I just became more comfortable in my circle of friends. I feel like I became a lot closer with the people that I was already friends with. And I became even better friends with people that I maybe only considered to be acquaintances. And I really appreciate that. Again, I was just a lot more confident in myself. I wasn't constantly worried about what other people thought of me. And it's really hard for people to transition into that mindset, especially in high school, a setting where you're kind of always constantly being judged by people. Literally, one of the main parts of school in general is your grades, which is literally judging you on not even like how well you know a subject, just how well you can memorize certain facts for a specific amount of time. I don't like that. It's a little frustrating. Wow, this rant really is turning into an angry rant. I'm sorry, I did not mean for that to happen so quickly. Again, like I said, don't worry so much about what other people think of you. Just be yourself. I wonder if all of these rant videos just pretty much have the same message, and if there's really any purpose of me making them. I'm still gonna make one next year. Don't think I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I enjoy making these videos. I hope you guys too. Leave a like if you do. Or subscribe. You can do both, actually. What am I doing? Anyway, what else happened? Well, going back to the confidence thing, I got a lot more confident talking to
females.
Yeah, I don't know if it really comes across in my videos, but I'm not exactly the best at talking to girls. It probably comes across. As much as I talk to other people about being confident and just being yourself, I do struggle to do that when I'm around girls that I might like. There was actually a pretty brief period of time before last year started where I didn't like anybody, and then that changed. And it's not a bad thing, but I will say that when you do like somebody, you do care a lot more about your image, and you will sometimes feel a lot more insecure. Of course, it's not the fault of the person that you like. It's your own responsibility. It just happens to be something that at least I experienced. But the great thing is that this year, I feel like I was able to overcome that. Again, not going to name any specific people, but I definitely got a lot more comfortable being myself around girls that I might like. And I just want to remind people, you know, anyone that might like a girl, or alternative, girl that likes a guy, or if you just like someone, just a person, I'm all inclusive, you don't want to put on a mask to the person that you like. You don't want to pretend to be somebody that you're not. Because then in the future, if the person does actually consider you to be a potential partner, they're not really going to know the real you at that point. And you can't keep up the act forever. If a person doesn't accept you for who you are, then it might just be the best to move on. Okay, I think I've talked a lot about relationships in this video that's supposed to be about things that happened in my junior year. I mean, that was relevant to my junior year. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about that, at least any more time than I already have. What else happened this year? I'm legitimately thinking about it as I'm filming this. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't plan these videos ahead of time. It's kind of blowing up in my face right now, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know. Not too many big things happened. I won a contest. That kinda, sort of. That video that I posted a couple weeks ago, the Intro to Law video, won in my district. Each of us got like $60, which was pretty cool. I actually thought that we won the whole contest because that's what they kind of made us think when they told us. So I was gonna make a separate video being like, oh my god, we won $2,000. That didn't actually happen. Oh, you know what I haven't talked about at all? My classes. Yeah, so every year my classes, they just keep getting worse, and yeah, they were bad this year. I always heard about people getting super anxious or sometimes even depressed because of school. And I never really got that feeling during my freshman or sophomore year. This year, my junior year, I felt that. I'm obviously not going to claim that I have it as bad as a lot of people do. I know a lot of people have it really bad. But there was actually a lot of points this year where I just had so much work piled on top of me because of my classes. A lot of them were hard classes. I just was sitting there thinking, what is even the point of this? Why am I forcing myself to do things in my life that are causing me this much agony? I thought the point of life was to be happy. I guess I'm wrong. But it's important to remember that a lot of what you do in high school will set the tone for the rest of your life. I'm not necessarily saying that the grades that you get are going to determine how your life is going to go. It's really more about work ethic. If you're able to put in the time and effort to keep up with the strenuous amount of work that you get in high school, then chances are you will be able to function just fine in the rest of your life. Your ability to do that is just going to keep getting better and better. And if you have a hard time here and there, that's fine. What's important is that you grow and learn how to handle these experiences. And high school is a great place to do that because it's a transitional period. High school is where you find yourself, as cliche as that sounds and is. And I think that that's the final thing that I want to say in this rant video, is that I haven't completely found myself yet, but I took a lot of big steps towards getting to that point. And I just want to thank everybody that was there with me this year to help me get through all of those hard times that I was experiencing. Like I said earlier, it's not always good to rely on other people, but for what it's worth, everybody that was there with me to get through the hard times and just make so many unforgettable memories that I'm going to remember for years and years after I'm out of high school. I'm just so grateful to have such a great community of people that I can come to and trust and talk to and just get through the hard times in life with. Thank you again to everybody watching. Even people that I maybe didn't talk to that much this year. Just people that watch my videos. Just thank you for allowing me to have the motivation to do everything that I do. It really means a lot. Although many people might think that their junior year of high school was the worst or is going to be the worst, you might think this is going to be your reaction after junior year. That was awful! But do you see me saying that? No, and that's because my junior year of high school, it was pretty okay, you can stop now. Stop what? You're getting a little too preachy for an end of the year recap rant video. What do you mean? This is just how I'm sincerely feeling. Well, how you're sincerely feeling is just a little bit too cringy for my liking. Oh, please. You want to see for yourself? I got a video of that whole speech you just gave. Yeah, sure. Let me see my cringy speech. Pretty bad, right? That was awful!
What?
Whew. Hey guys. Wow. It's been quite a while since the last time I uploaded. Big surprise, I took another break. And you know, you might be wondering why. Why did I take a break? I was uploading quite a lot towards the beginning of this year, and you know, why did I all of a sudden just stop? Well, that's what we're gonna go over today. Yeah, welcome to the very much on time senior year recap rant video. I'm definitely uploading this around the time of the year that I usually do. It's definitely coming out right as my senior year of high school ended. Yeah, no, obviously this video is very late, and I understand that. And I know that in a previous video I did state that I was working on this video and that it would be up soon. And then I proceeded to go 5 months without uploading. Yeah, let's talk about why that happened. Like the title says, this isn't going to be just a senior year recap rant, considering that my senior year has been over for a long time. So I kind of just wanted to make this more of a general, kind of an update video, but also kind of like a recap of not just my senior year, but also my 2020 experience. Since I feel like I got some stuff that I want to say, and some stuff that I want to let you guys know. So first off, let's just well, I want to clarify one thing. This video, I'm not gonna be editing this video, and that is because to put it simply, I don't really want to spend a lot of time on this video, and I know that sounds bad. It's like, oh, you don't want to put a lot of time into your content? Wow, you must not care about your viewers. That's not what it is. And this is kind of why this video has been so delayed. Basically, I was in the process of making this video, and by making I mean I was planning it out, kind of scripting it. I don't usually script these rant videos. I kind of have I usually have a general idea of what I want to talk about before I film them, but I usually just kind of like to do it, off the top of my head, just kind of say what comes to mind, and that's what I'm doing right now. But I did kind of, because this was going to be like the last high school recap rant video, I wanted to, kind of structure it a little bit, and I wanted to actually write in some kind of skit portions of it. I actually had this idea where throughout the video there would be these ghosts, and they would be that would show up and start talking to me, and they would be the ghosts of graduations past, graduations present, and graduations future. And I really wanted to do that. I actually did start conceptualizing and writing those sections of the video, but I just kind of got, I guess, writer's block, and I just kind of got discouraged to do them. And then the longer and longer that it took me to actually write those sections, the longer it took for me to actually make the video, and then a bunch of stuff started happening other than that in my personal life that I will get into in a second, that kind of just kept on prolonging the video more and more. And then it got to the point where at one point I even considered just not doing this video altogether, but I decided in the end that I did want to do it, and that's obviously why I'm doing it right now. But I also, this video for a long time has been kind of a roadblock in me creating more content, because I kind of set an expectation for myself that my next video after the last episode of Ask Toniverse that went up in July, that my next video would be this video. So I had ideas coming in for other types of videos, but I just didn't want to work on them because I always was telling myself I need to work on this video. This needs to be my next video. And because I had so little motivation to work on this video, I just didn't make any. And that's why I took such a long break. That's not the only reason, and obviously I will get into the other reasons in a second. But I just wanted to clarify that I have been wanting to make videos, but this video has just been kind of an obstacle in that, which is why I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, because I want to get to the other videos that I am excited about making that I know you guys will enjoy. But hopefully you still get some enjoyment out of this video. Again, I know it's been a really long time, and you're probably forgot that you're even subscribed to this channel, but hopefully you still enjoy it. But anyway, that wasn't obviously the only reason that I stopped uploading. A lot of things started happening. Obviously, we were in the middle of a pandemic, and I do want to bring that up, because that was a reason why it was harder for me to film a lot of videos. I know that towards the beginning of this year, like around from March to around June, I was uploading like quite a lot, pretty much every week. And it was a lot of fun, but a lot of the fun of recording before the pandemic started was filming with my friends and with the people that I knew. And then once the pandemic started, I wasn't really able to do that. So it kind of just made me less excited to make videos, because I knew, well, every video I make is going to have to be, I'm going to have to film it by myself, or I'm not going to be able to be with my friends. And obviously we did do a couple videos, like the video where we played Scribble.io, or the video where we played Fortnite, videos like that, where I was able, and even like the video with Donovan, the pizza one, I was able to incorporate my friends into them, and that was all, and those were obviously fun to do, but it still wasn't the same, and it just wasn't as fun. I did just realize that I do want to incorporate a recap of my senior year into this video in some way. But, the more that I think about it, the more I think, like, there really wasn't much to say about my senior year leading up until the pandemic started. It just kind of was more or less a normal senior year. I kind of talked about it in some other videos. I was just getting a lot of work. I was just kind of waiting until, all the cool things that were going to happen at the end of the year happened. And then they didn't happen because they all got canceled because of the freaking pandemic. So yeah, really, there's not really much to say about my actual senior year. It just kind of happened. But 2020 as a whole, 2020 was a roller coaster, and I don't even really know what to start on that. But basically, I was really excited to have a lot of time to make videos, and I obviously used that time. But then around June, I started just kind of slowing down on making videos. I don't know why. My creative side wasn't really coming through as much. But I still was making them. I still had ideas for them. But then towards the middle of June, early June to the middle of June, I started to get really just down on myself and really depressed. And this didn't really have to do with making videos. This was just kind of like my own problems about my feeling, my confidence about myself, and mainly I had a lot of self-doubt when it came to if I was ever going to be able to go out with anyone, I guess is to put it simply. I just kind of felt like I never really had like a true girlfriend that lasted for a while, and a lot of my friends were getting into relationships, or just had kind of like flings with people, and just seeing that around me, it just kind of made me feel like, well, what am I? Do I even like? Is that even ever going to happen to me? Like, I just kind of felt worthless, I guess. And that kind of made it harder for me to find motivation to work on YouTube videos. And then around the middle of June, I actually got really, this was probably like the lowest point I've ever been in a while, at least. And I made some mistakes, and I don't want to go too deep into them. Most people that are watching this video probably know about it, but to put it simply, I overreacted to a situation, and in the process, I made some close friends of me at the time not want to talk to me anymore. And I never really thought that, like, I didn't really understand how bad my mood was at the time until that happened, and then I was like, wow, I'm not doing good. I need to snap out of it, because the stupid thing was that I was so down on myself when nothing really bad was happening to me. I was just I was just looking at life and looking at it like, what are the things that I don't have instead of things that I did have, and I just wasn't enjoying life. And obviously, I guess it's harder to enjoy life when you're in the middle of a pandemic. You can't really, do much. But, at the same time, I still want, I realize, I need to make the most of this. I need to do things for myself. I can't just think about, what am I to other people? Because in the end, there's only so much you can really think about that before you need to start realizing that you need to think about yourself too. You're important too. It's not always about what other people think. And that's what I struggled to realize until that happened. And then I realized I need to just snap out of it and just do things for myself. So I did. I started, being more social with my other friends, talking to my other friends more, that I maybe wasn't really talking to as much because I was giving so much attention to other friends. I started, I wasn't working on videos, I can tell you that. Oh, I started playing games more, which is something that, you might argue, oh, it's not that productive of a thing. But to me, it meant a lot because leading up until around this year, pretty much this year, I really wasn't, playing video games at all. And that might not seem like a big deal to some of you, but video games have been, a big part of my life for a while. And I think that not playing them for so long, it kind of, it just subconsciously, was a little, I missed them, to put it simply. And when I did start playing games again, it excited me. I was really excited. Well, I was like, wow, I was discovering all these great games that I had been missing out on. And it was a lot of fun. Specifically Nintendo games, I will say that. I did end up getting a Switch this year, which was really nice. I hadn't had one until then. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I think a lot of people got Switches this year. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Basically, I got back into my Nintendo gaming side, and that was a really special moment for me, and it was really exciting. And then the last thing that happened that was really big around this point was I finally got a job. And I had been planning to get a job for a while. I was planning to get a summer job, before the pandemic even happened. But because of how bad my mood was, I just kind of lost motivation to. Kind of might be noticing a pattern here, losing motivation to do anything. But I did end up getting one. And I think I'm going to go as far as to say that it was the best decision that I made this year. Because not only was it a good experience for me in terms of improving my work ethic and my just overall experience of working, because up until then I really hadn't had an actual job. I worked as a tutor. This is something I didn't mention about my senior years. I worked as a tutor for sophomores at my school, because I was a senior and I was working for sophomores at my school. And I was actually getting paid like a normal job. It wasn't as frequent as a job because it was only every other day, and it was usually in increments of an hour and a half. So, I would really only get paychecks that were not even that much. It was like the equivalent of 1 week's worth of pay every month. So it really wasn't that much. But then when I got an actual job, I was learning a lot more about work, and I was gaining more of an appreciation for workers and the work that goes into anything, and how hard people work out there. I know I'm saying work a lot, but that's what I mean. And I was making money, so I was able to buy more games and just overall just actually have a source of income, which was nice, and to save for college, because college is expensive. Did I mention that I'm in college now? You could probably understand that I am. I don't know how much I need to go into that. I'm in college, just put it short and sweet. Wow, this video is not short and sweet. It is quite long. I'm just now seeing how long I've been recording for. Anyway, and then the last thing that really happened that was really nice about my job was I was able to meet my current girlfriend. And that was a really cool thing about my job, was that not only was I able to meet her, but I was able to just get to know her better, and she was able to get to know me better, and I think that really helped in establishing our relationship. And you know, I couldn't be happier now on that side. And like I said, I think getting a job just really helped me in a lot of ways, and I don't regret it, at all. So going further into the summer, you know, I was working. I kind of made amends with any friends that I hadn't really had the best relationship with. And you know, I was, because the lockdown started to open up a little bit more, I was able to hang out with my friends a little bit more often, like in person, and that was really nice for me. that was really enjoyable. I still didn't really want to record any videos with them around this time. I just kind of wanted to hang out with them. I felt like it had been so long since we were really able to hang out that just using it as an opportunity to record videos would have just kind of felt a little bit like forced. So I didn't do it, but I did hang out with my friends a little bit. And, you know, we all stayed safe, and we all, you know, made sure to social distance an appropriate amount, but we did hang out, and I do want to admit that. And then around this time, I don't know how much I want to go into this, but this is important to go into mention, I guess, in terms of my recap of this year. But basically, I had a falling out with some friends, or at the time that they were friends. And you know, it was a really intense time around this time. And it kind of happened, it was a very messy situation. I know I'm being very vague about this, but I don't want to call out, I don't want to start any drama with this video. I do just want to mention it, though. It was a really messy situation, and you know, I am willing to admit that, like, I did make mistakes, and I don't think I acted perfectly. But at the same time, I don't necessarily, I don't regret having that situation happen, because I think it was really eye-opening for me and for a lot of people. And I think that the main takeaway that I got out of it was I realized how important my friends are to me. And I realized how important specific friends have been to me for a while. And I just gained an appreciation for them more so than I ever had. Not that I didn't appreciate my friends, I obviously did, but... And not just my friends, you know, it made me appreciate my family and, you know, my life in general. And I finally felt like I was at a point where, even though it was like a very rocky situation and it, you know, it was a lot to handle at the time. For everyone, I'm assuming. I think that in the end, it was just eye-opening that it happened. And it kind of helped me cope with what I had been struggling with earlier in the year, and which was my self-worth and, you know, dealing with that and feeling like I was never going to amount to anything. And, you know, all of the support that I had from my friends and from my family at the time, it was really nice, and it really improved my mood, and I think it just overall I was just finally at a point where even though some bad things happened, I was still like, wow, I really do appreciate my life, and I appreciate everyone in it. And I felt like I really was enjoying life, and that's what allowed me to actually find someone, that I love, and that, that loves me. And it was really nice. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And, now I feel like I'm finally at a good place again that I can start making videos. And making this video was really helpful for me because it, the obstacle is gone. This video has been made. I can finally get to making the stuff that I really do want to make. And, I know this video there wasn't as much work put into it as the previous recap rant videos. But I still hope you guys enjoyed it. I still hope it was nice for you guys to kind of see where I've been at, or just hear me out and what I've been going through. And I hope you guys have a little bit more of an understanding of just my feelings lately. And long story short, this year has been a roller coaster. I'm sure it has been for everyone. But, I'm really excited for what's to come. Not just with this channel, but, my life in general. And just, all the experiences, good and bad, I'm going to get through them. And that's the takeaway. That's the lesson, is that anything that life throws at you, you'll get through. Wow. Never thought that would be the lesson of 2020, the year of horrible things. Wow. Really innovative, Antonio. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go work on some more videos. And, I really hope you guys enjoy them. And I'm sure you will. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
What?